Who am I saving?
Who you saving?
Man, F them kids. It's my wife, bruh. My wife was here before them kids. We can make some more kids.
Tastemakers.
Class. We do more than make a living, we make a life. When everything is dark, we are the light. We are the tastemakers, alright. Let tomorrow tell the stories that we make tonight. We do more than make a living.
Apparently, this was surfing around the internet, and conversation got kind of weird, and I hate what it did for this gentleman here. But let's go ahead and get into this clip right here on who would you save. In chat, y'all got to let us know who would you save. Let's do it.
Married to my wife for 10 years, and she has a son by someone else that I helped raise. So basically my stepson. One day I asked her if I was drowning and her son was drowning, who would she save? And she told me her son. So then she asked me if she was drowning and her son was drowning, who would I save? And I say her. I would save her. She starts getting upset and tells me I should save her son, not her. I tell her I only love him because I love you. If we had a kid together and it was my blood, it would be different. I don't have that bond with your son that you have with him. I still love him, but you mean more to me. We are now in the middle of getting a divorce. So my question is, was I wrong for actually telling her how I feel, or should I have kept it to myself and told her what sounded nice? If you were me, what would you have told her?
So first we got to get the guys. Chat, let us know your answer here.
Get a divorce over a disagreement like that?
Yeah, I'm like, that escalated quickly. But Goss,
probably more than just that though, of why they getting a divorce.
Probably so. But Goss, if you was a married man, had kids, how would this work for you?
Who am I saving?
Who you saving?
Man, F them kids. It's my wife, bruh. My wife was here before them kids. We can make some more kids. You know how hard it is to find another wife? You feel me? Like, I feel like my response is biblical too. I feel like my wife's more important than my kids. Now, my kids are a close second, but at the same time, I feel like I gotta say my wife. Like, I love my wife more than I probably love my kids. Because I feel like that's just the name of the game. Like, that's the order. That's the hierarchy.
So, horrible hypothetical for one, right? Like this, who wants to even have to answer these questions? Shouts out to JJ in the chat. But listen, who wants to answer these questions? Like, who really wants to do this? And the fact that it was a hypothetical and ended up leading them to a divorce is just bonkers, right?
I think it's a good conversation.
Listen. I guess. So listen, I'm with you, Goss, that the idea is I am probably saving my wife, right? But I have to say that there's many different dynamics here, right? Like, for instance, my son's 17 years old. He can swim, right? Like, I'm thinking he can swim. Or I'm thinking he might have his own, right? Different than maybe having a toddler, which it gets weird. It gets weird. I'm just trying to save everybody. I'm going to turn into Superman.
Nah, but you can't, quote. If you can only save one. What you doing?
Then I got one and Jesus got the other one.
They're going to see Jesus for sure. One of them is. But which one's not going to see Jesus?
Listen, I don't know. I don't know
stop fronting from this question. Stop being politically correct. Answer the question.
I've already said that I'm most likely, but then you even got to think like, well, anyway, that's it. I already said most likely it's going to be the wife, right?
Why are you telling me right? Are you convinced that it's going to be that?
Well, there's other circumstances, so I don't know. I don't really know. There's other circumstances as well. So I don't know. John H., that comment was crazy. So dealing with the stepson, John H. said his daddy better save him, Lord Jesus.
It's a great answer.
Y'all are crazy.
You're not my son.
Oh, y'all is crazy. Charles said, I'm going to sacrifice myself to save them both. And
no,
honestly,
it makes no sense. How do you sacrifice yourself to save them both?
I don't think it would work, but...
you can't, yeah. They both going to die. Y'all not listening to the question. If you have to save one, you're in a position, and you have to save one, which one you saving?
Like I said it would likely be the wife.
I'm
But then you
choosing the
gotta
wife
also,
every time. That romantic connection is stronger than anything.
yeah. So yeah, there's more to the conversation, I guess. Because like, let's say hypothetically, the wife had um she was paralyzed. You feel what I'm saying? Like, let's say there might have been other circumstances in this, right?
That's not the situation. We're talking about the situation that he said.
Okay. All right. Well, then in that case, it's gonna be wife. If everything is all healthy, it's gonna be wife. Ladies, what's popping?
If I'm dating a man,
Kiera, you better save me.
So
if I'm dating a man who got a child,
this is
and
marriage.
me and
This
his,
is not dating. This is
I'm
marriage.
sorry, if I married a man and that man had
Okay.
his own kids, so I'm saying when he got his own kid, he came to the situation his own kid, and him and the kid is drowning, and I got to choose between him and the kid.
Kiera, you better save me. Ain't no questions asked.
I'm gonna save my man, and we gonna deal with that baby's mama another time, because that ain't my
That's a fact. You better save Big Daddy.
That ain't my son. Sorry, that ain't my son. That ain't my baby.
Brina,
I mean,
I have a connection with that child. Sorry to that child.
What this whole I ain't got the go ahead, Brina, get in. Then we'll get into that. We'll get into that.
No, I mean I agree.
Got something in water.
Right, I agree. I'm definitely saving my spouse. That's just how that's
100%.
You can always have more kids.
Open close. That's what I just said too. Open close case.
Okay.
So
okay.
Yeah.
Now I will say that I did not appreciate. For one, Judon said this earlier. Judon was like, "Yeah, he probably right. He's just stupid." In other words, he right, but he's stupid for saying that. Like, you don't really tell. You don't tell women everything. You don't say that. You know what I mean? You don't come out your mouth and say that. So my thought process is, though, it was kind of suspect. Like, he was on some, I don't know, like, my children is my children. You feel what I'm saying? Like, step or not, they mine. You feel what I'm saying? So I didn't like, that was kind of weird to me. Just the, I don't have the same kind of love for them. You got to love them. I was like, really? My kids are my kids.
His answer was trash, because essentially what he's saying is, I don't really like your kid. I just tolerate him because I like you.
Yeah,
and
that was kind of weird.
That was a very.
Yeah.
So when I met my ex-husband, he had a child from a previous relationship, and she was maybe like 18 or 19 months. I still talk to that young lady to this day. She calls me mom, and I'm not with her father anymore. So when I say, "Oh, sorry to that child," like, I'm not that girl, right? Like, I don't like them kids. F your kids. Like, I've never been that girl. I still, and she's 20 now. My daughter's older sister is almost 20, and I still speak to like she called me mom. I call her baby girl. Like, that's how that go. Because I like her more than I like her daddy. But that's another conversation for another day. But for me, I don't get dating somebody who has children and not being all in on their kids.
That's a fact. That's a fact too.
That's true. That's true. I mean, yeah, I'm with that.
Don't date a single parent. Women don't date a single father that has a child. If you are not all in, you got to be all in for everybody. You can't just be all in for him.
100%.
Men, if you find a single mother, you don't just date her. You got to be all in with everybody. And if you can't be, then leave these single parents alone. They already have a lot on their plate. They are already doing all of the things. They don't need the added pressure of trying to make you, mesh with the no. If you don't, if there's any doubt in your mind, leave these people alone. Leave these single daddies alone. Because I done heard single women say some horrible things about men's children.
Whew.
And I'm like, why are you even dating him if you don't like his child? No, because I just what did she say? I want him to put his child up for adoption. Girl, is you on coke? Like, you think he's giving up his baby because of you?
That's crazy.
No, that's
I want
crazy.
him to put his child up for adoption so we can have our own baby, because I don't want his baby to compete with my baby. Those are his babies. Fun fact too. I just want to set this straight. children who have the same father are whole siblings. So you cannot ask you can't separate them that way. So when you tell a man who has 2 separate kids that my child is more important, they both are these are whole siblings. They're not half siblings like mamas who have different baby daddies got. You know what I mean? Like, so I just
Yeah, I'm like Charles said in the joint. He said, "All my babies are mine," and that's just kind of what it is. All my kids is my kids. That's what it is. Now, I will say you through a dating process, I don't know that it necessarily clicks for guys like that, Key. But once Cats is married, like everything's official. Like, oh yeah. All my babies is mine. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
That's a good question. I'm trying to think, could I date a girl if I don't like her kid? Like, what if I really love her, but I don't love her kid? That'd be difficult.
That's horrible. Tasha says she sees it all the time. New girlfriend, wife come in, and all of a sudden, dad changes up. I don't understand that. I do not understand that. I have seen that a little bit too, but I do not get that. That makes no sense to me at all.
Yeah. For me, it's like, if there's any apprehension on your part, and I'm not saying you have to be like you have to fall madly in love with my children. I'm saying you can't just only love me. I'm not a single. It's not a one off. It's a package deal. So just don't bother, baby. Leave us be.
I hear you.
Leave us be. Give us free.
Tastemakers.
Class. We do more than make a living, we make a life. When everything is dark, we are the light. We are the tastemakers, aight. Let tomorrow tell the stories that we make tonight. We do more than make a living, we make